viewers, welcome to the Sunday Guardian Soliloquy by Joyeeta Basu. I am recording this at a time when Operation Mahadev is going on in Jammu and Kashmir's Dachigram area, and reports are filtering in that it looks like the Pahalgaon terrorists, primarily Hasim Musa or Suleiman, the mastermind, has been killed. But there is no confirmation yet, so let us see how it pans out and we will discuss this later. In the meanwhile, I think it is time to talk about the Operation Sindoor debate that is going on in Parliament. It started today on Monday. And I was watching the debate, some of the first few speakers, to get an idea of which way the discussion is headed. And I realized one thing: the opposition is going very hard on the fact that there was an intelligence failure. And I totally agree on this. What happened in Pahalgaon on April 22nd, in which 26 innocent tourists were killed, the fact is that there was a huge intelligence failure. Why was it that there was no adequate security in such a sensitive area? So these questions are bound to arise. Why was there no information that there was this terrorist group going around that area, and there was a possibility of that they would be targeting the tourists? And why was there no information, about some kind of help that had come from the locals to the terrorists, which is known by now, by the way. So you see, it's definitely a huge intelligence failure, and I think that the government should be answerable for this. I totally agree with the opposition on this. Now, but at the same time, the problem arises when the opposition seems to be playing straight into the hands of India's enemies. Say, for example, Mr. Chidambaram, who is being accused of having said that, how do you know that they were Pakistani terrorists? Okay, I mean, at least he is now, of course, complaining loudly and saying, no, I did not mean it like that. But the fact of the matter is that the video is there, and he has said something. He is a member of parliament, by the way. He is a member of the Rajya Sabha. So as a member of parliament, when you start talking things like that, how do you know that these were not homegrown terrorists? You're playing straight into the hands of Pakistan. You are just validating their claim that, we had nothing to do with it. These are all Indians and local. This is India's internal problem. They are because of India that these terrorists, these are Kashmiris who are killing their own, their fellow Indians, when it is anything but the fact. So that's one problem. I think that's a very perilous path if the opposition decides to pursue that. And then, I saw Gaurav Gogoi in particular, he who started the opposition's attack on the government in parliament. He was talking in terms of operational details. Why aren't we being told the operational details? Why aren't we being told how many planes were downed by Pakistan? Why is it that, we did not enter Pakistan and bomb them? Why did we do it from a distance? Seriously? First of all, questions like this show a serious lack of understanding about what modern warfare is all about. That from a distance, neither of the two sides crossed the boundary, but India was able to inflict immense damage on the Pakistanis. And at the same time, as the CDS had said, Chief of Defence Staff, that, we kind of miscalculated and we corrected our strategy, and we went and really, hit them hard. So, when members of parliament start picking up these instances and stray sound bites, and then try to tell the government, why aren't you revealing us the details? Well, what exactly is going on? You are not helping the armed forces while saying that, yes, we are very pro-armed forces, we are proud of them and all. How do you expect the Indian army, the military leadership, is going to talk about it? Why will they reveal their strategy to you? Certain things are classified. Say, for example, this whole fog of information over the Rafales, whether they were shot down or not. Now, there are reports, that the army had used decoys also. The military had used decoys. We don't know what strategy they pursued. Do our MPs, opposition MPs in particular in this case, want the government, want the military leadership to come and tell them the strategy that they pursued on television in front of not only 1.4 billion people, in front of 7 billion people of the whole world's population? I mean, are we going to give our war strategy to Pakistan on a platter? I mean, that's senseless. So, can we stop asking for the strategy? And Rajnath Singh is perfectly all right when he says that you are asking how many of our aircraft Pakistan has managed to shoot down, but you are not asking how many of Pakistani aircraft have we shot down, which is a fact. You are not asking about, how many air bases we hit, but you are asking about, which Gaurav Gogoi did, your initial target, I have read 21 terrorist bases, but it came down to 9 bases or 10 bases, something like that. Why is it like this? I mean, as I again say, certain things are classified. You do not talk about that in public. I mean, that is common sense. Because you see, and that is why at one level, while they should have a debate on this subject, or discussion, I think would be a better word for this. I think the people, every party needs to field speakers who understand the topic, who are more serious about the subject. And this is very interesting that Shashi Tharoor is nowhere on Congress's list of speakers. Why isn't it? I think he was one of the most vociferous spokespersons abroad when the government sent them. So I would really like to see, this is something I would really like to see, the people who went, all the MPs and other leaders who went abroad and talked about Operation Sindoor, if any of the opposition parties will be fielding these speakers or not. Now, the whole idea is that, don't give, as it is, we have seen immense propaganda that has happened over Operation Sindoor. Immense propaganda. I mean, even now, anybody wanting to confuse the picture, they are coming and saying, oh, Pakistan beat India decisively. But gradually, realization has also come in abroad that, Pakistan has not been able to provide even a shred of proof that whatever they have claimed they have been able to do against India, there is not a shred of proof. And Mr. Ajit Doval also said recently, there is no proof. What are you guys even talking about? Show me even a single picture where it shows that Pakistan has inflicted some damage on India. There is nothing. But there is immense proof. There is evidence that India has images, time-stamped images, videos, everything. Proof that India has solid proof. Why isn't the opposition satisfied with that? Why are they also pursuing this line constantly? You bent, meaning Mr. Modi, saying that you bent in front of Donald Trump. Donald Trump, you listened to him, you gave in because of Donald Trump. Yes, no doubt. Donald Trump has said 26 times that I have stopped the war between India and Pakistan, and I am certain 26. He will say 260 times. He is going to say 2,600 times. But we all know Donald Trump talks a lot. God knows what he has been told. Why don't we, for once, appear, or rather present to the world, a united face and agree with the fact which Mr. Jaishankar has been saying, everybody, all the strategists and everybody has been saying, that they did not play any role in any talks between India and Pakistan. Okay? Fine. You see, what I would say, why again, I would say that opposition does have one point in this debate whatever little bit I watched today. That point is that here you are talking about China and Pakistan being together, and there's a front. China and Pakistan. In fact, one of our army officers, also army generals, one of the top generals also said recently that when it came to fighting the war, we were actually fighting three countries. We were fighting Pakistan, we were fighting Turkey, we were fighting China. Now, why isn't the government talking about China? So this is something, many of us who have been observing China, some of us feel that, this sudden reset in China-India relations can be a little problematic, and perhaps that is the reason why India is not talking too much about China, but then we will only know how this policy pans out. But that's a question mark there. I think the role of China needs to be highlighted more, but we will get to know about that later. And other point I would say, that why are we, this news is breaking. I mean, this whatever this Operation Sindhu debate is starting at a time when there is news that India will have to play Pakistan at a so-called neutral venue in the Asia Cup. So if we say that Operation Sindoor is still going on. We say that Pakistan, we are so angry with Pakistan. It's an enemy country, no doubt about it. Why are we still going to play cricket? This is something, and why are we either not walking out of the tournament, or why are we at least not going to forfeit a couple of points or whatever the system that they have? Why are we playing Pakistan? You see, Operation Sindoor is important. It's a very important, I would say, operation in India's annals of warfare. But you have to respect the memories of the people. You have to think in terms of your own, I would say, self belief, your self pride, and frankly, playing with Pakistan is not the answer. So I hope this question is raised in Parliament, that why are we going to play Pakistan? Otherwise, let's see how things progress. I am interested to know who else is saying what about Operation Sindoor in Parliament over the next couple of days. Thank you for watching.